Hello one and all, Cosmic Carrie here, August the 7th, Thursday, 2025. I am going to do a different kind of reading today and leave you with this one before I hop away on holiday. Let me just explain the table. We have the beautiful bag of charms, which I have transposed or put into a lovely coconut bowl with this beautiful pink pearl finish. I'm going to be drawing at least 16 charms for this reading, and gracing the table has been prepared. I have given time and thought to the reading, and I'm going to be using the young or small buzzard feather to point as the pointer. We have the beautiful clear quartz crystal which graces the reading. I'm going to put that there. We have the beautiful light of the reading, which I'm also going to keep on through the reading. There we go. I literally just slightly burnt my arm there, so there's a message in that, guys. Look what you're doing. Stay safe. Make sure you don't get burned. Alright, so messages already coming through. Pointer is going to go over here. And interestingly, today when we were out shopping getting last minute bits before holiday, I found what I thought was a half pea. Now if you're in the UK, you'll know half peas are no longer in circulation or use in the UK, but they were wonderful tiny little half peas, little coins that I loved because they were small, so small. But anyway, what I found was this. Now if anyone knows what that is or can identify it, it is focusing. There is some text on there. I think it could be Ukrainian, Russian, something with a different text. And it looks like it says 10 cents. 10 that way round, so I think it's that way round. 10 cents in whichever country that came from, found on the bottom of the rather marvellous store near us, which I call Yikes because of the high prices. It's actually called Dykes, but it is a lovely shop with beautifully friendly staff. Found this on the floor. I thought, oh, a half pea, but it isn't a half pea. So that's another message, my friends, and what that's telling us is cycles, and it's because it's 10 cents, it's the end of a cycle, closing out cycles, which has been happening for a while, hasn't it? It's been happening for a while. And 10 may be relevant, but it is the end of cycles and it is a circle. Circle represents a cycle. So we will leave this between the light and the crystal. Now what I'm going to do today is I want to do what's called a 4x4. So there will be 16 charms on the card, and that's going to kind of represent August. Okay, I'm going to read the charms, what's the word, intuitively, phonetically, just see what energy comes off each charm. I might use the traditional meaning, it just depends what downloads and channels I'm going to be getting, so bear with. I'm trying to think, there's some other little images as I look at this coin. Oh, sorry, my eyes are not great. There's a bird looking to the future, there's a 10, and there's another bird on the bottom that seems to be pecking at the ground. Two birds. So pecking at the ground. Oh, I don't know if you saw that. Let me hold that up. I'm going to stand up so I make sure you can get this in focus. There's a bird under the 10 pecking at the ground, and there's one to the left of what looks like some sort of wand or separation. Is it an arrow? Is it a feather? Is it a needle? Ooh, difficult to tell. And on this side there's a crown, so that's relevant, and I think wings on a circle, and there are some words in foreign script which look either Russian or Ukrainian or something like that, I don't know. If you know, please leave a note in the comments box, which will be turned on. I'd like to know if anyone knows what that coin is. It's always useful. Interesting. 1, 2, and it's sided. How many sided? Oh gosh, don't tell me it's going to be 8-sided. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's 8-sided, guys, which is hilarious, isn't it? Because of course we've got August, which is the 8th month, and Lionsgate 8/8, which is tomorrow. Wow. So it could be that a cycle is completing, and I've got a feeling that this 10 is going to be 10 and then unity 1, so we're going to add the 1 and the 0 and get 1. Perhaps a new cycle starts tomorrow, because it's a very strong and powerful portal, 8/8, and I'll be travelling. Well, we'll be travelling on that day. Yeah, exciting. So 4x4, and we'll take some readings from that. So I want 16 charms. Spirit, the divine, Mother, Father of all, Father Time, Mother Gaia, angels, ancestors, guardian angels, angels of the earth and the other realms. Please grace and bless this reading and give us your messages for the next 4 weeks, for the next month, or month beginning of August from 1st to 31st. Thank you. So, I'm going to spread them out in a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's start placing. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll try and get them. I will turn the page round at the end, Cosmic One, so that you can get a really good look, zoom in and see what they are. Thank you. This was the Writer's right hand. Let's have a look. I need a few more. Thank you, Spirit. I'm not looking, I'm just trusting here. Let's have a look. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Wow, guys, we've got loads of birds. Loads and loads of birds. So birds are going to be really significant in August. Lovely, lovely. Got the little cat there. Oh, nice. Okay. 3 more. Please may we have 3 more. 1. 2. Let's try and spread them out so we can give each its little space. It's everybody and everything needs space, including the charms. 1 more, please. 1 more, 2. 1 closing one. Thank you. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Okay, let's move these out of the way. So, do forgive me, people, for the angle of the video. It's the best that I can do at the moment. But it's fairly clear, actually. I will turn it round, as we say. So, we have got... We can read it different ways, can't we, really? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 1st week, 2nd week, 3rd week, 4th week. My inclination is to do it the other way, though, today, guys. 1st week, 2nd week, 3rd week, 4th week. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do it. So for the 1st week, which is really ending today, so sorry about that, we have got these charms for a charming read, 4x4 charming read. So the first one we have is the hemp leaf. The hemp leaf. In different ways, you know, you could look at it even as a sort of a palm tree, but depending on different perspective. But I think it is really the hemp weed, the hemp leaf, and of course it is connected to marijuana. So not sure what that is. but it doesn't have to mean that particularly. I mean, it may just mean the things that are sort of perhaps connected with nature and with the hemp. We know that from hemp we get, of course, things that if you smoke certain weeds and things like that, I don't, never have, never will, but if you do, that might be pointing to that, but it might be pointing more to the symbolism of it, which is relaxation, calm, letting go, yeah. But of course hemp, of course you can make linen from hemp, so that's another thing, and you can get CBD oils, and they're good for massaging on sore joints and things like that. But it's about relief. I think what I get from that first symbol, this charm, is relief, release, relax, let go. Okay. So for the second charm of the first week of August, we have a beautiful postcard saying I love you. So this is nice. It is holiday season. It's here in the UK, possibly where you are. I didn't hold the first one up for you. Apologies. There we go. Yep, hopefully that focuses. It's the holiday charm, which is holiday, and that's exactly where I'm going. After this reading, in about an hour, I will be setting off with family on travels, taking a boat, going to another country. So I love you. It sort of gives me the vibes. Wish you were here. So it might be that you're going to visit people who you don't see very much. It might be that you're going away and you want to send what is now probably classified as an old-fashioned postcard. I love old postcards, especially the black and white ones from the turn of last century. Fascinating to see those beautiful cards with their lovely images, but also fascinating to read what's on the back of them as well. It's become quite a hobby point, looking at old cards. So wish you were here, or I love you. And this is missing, you know, going to see people who you haven't seen for a while. Could be family, could be friends, or just going away with loved ones actually. But this speaks of, this whole thing is holiday-ish, isn't it, to me? I can't help feeling there's a bit of a palm idea on this first one, even though it's a hemp leaf. Travels. Third one, we have a gilded charm, my friends. This is always bringing us extra luck, and of course it is the butterfly of transformation. So it may be that you're going to see butterflies where you are. It is the season of butterflies, and we've certainly seen lots of butterflies here in the UK. It's been a really good year, 2025, for butterflies. So I hope it is for you where you are. So butterflies, pink. Pink is a beautiful colour. It's the power of love and peace and calm, actually, which kind of fit in with the other two charms. And then the fourth one for the first week of August is another gilded one, and it's another pink gilded charm. I can't believe it. It's a tiny cat. We've got a charming little cat. So it might be that you're visiting people with cats. Or it might be that you have a cat, and because you're going away, the cat needs to be looked after. Perhaps he goes into, or she goes into a little cattery, or someone comes around to look after them if you have cats. I don't mind cats, as long as they don't come into my garden and worry my frogs, my wildlife, particularly my birds and slow worms. As long as they're somewhere else. I'm more of a dog person myself, but I've got nothing against cats, so long as they stay away from my garden, that's it. Second week for our charming read, our 4x4 in August, we have the brush and comb. Yep, okay, this is interesting because I was literally trimming my other half's hair today. Last minute pre-holiday trim going on there. So it might be that, you know, you've been to the hairdresser, you're smartening yourself up, you're taking time to look your best. But this is talking about looking after your hair, which used to be called the crown and glory, didn't it? For women, I think, particularly. It might be just saying, when you're packing, don't forget your brush and your comb. Because I have done that before, I'm sure you all have. Gone away, haven't taken anything for the hair. and then it's the Wild Bushwoman Look for a While, or the Bridget Jones travelling in the open top with Hugh Grant, Renée Zellweger, and she arrives at the lovely hotel with a big nest hairdo. That's kind of me, guys, as you know, because you've seen the hair. Wonderful. So it's talking about coiffure. Look after the hair. Pay attention. Okay, so we've got the next one in the second week is the zombie, or the Dracula, or yeah, might be that you're feeling a bit zombie-like or frazzled, because, you know, this time of year when we get to August, if we haven't had a holiday prior to now, we're kind of frazzled, aren't we? We might feel a bit like a zombie. So what I want to say is travel carefully. If you're driving, you know, stop and have your little power naps, refreshments, and then continue. And if you're being conveyed by some transport, then you can relax and let go. So we have zombie there. So that could be that this much needed holiday, pampering, looking after self is needed, and you feel a bit zombie-like. Oh, the next one, I love this one, second week, third charm. We have the tiny, tiny, tiny bird, which I think is the wren. For me, this is Jenny Wren. Beautiful. One of the loveliest, if I can get it to focus. One of the loveliest. So sweet. She's pointing to the future. We wrote a song called Jenny about this bird. This year? Was it? No, last year. I think we wrote it this year, but it was about our visit to France with our friends last year. About this tiny bird who has such a strong voice and a strong song in the bird community. So it might be talking about sing your song, but it's in the future, it's pointing left, which I like. And I like that. So many birds in the reading, it's interesting. And then the fourth charm on the second week, we've got the rather lovely seahorse. Seahorses are very lucky. It is pointing to the left, so for me that's for the future. What a gorgeous soul this is. If you're so inclined and interested, go and look on Amazon for the book Sir Maurice Wantelot and the Outlandish Knight. This is a children's, or an adult's book actually, the adults read to the children, but it's written by me, Carrie Schuster. So go and have a look. I'll put a link in the description box below, and it's a very magical little book, but it does involve 4 magical seahorses that convey a magical carriage under the waves. If you want to know more about that story, go and have a look at Kindle. It's for sale, I think almost free. I think Kindle sell it for something like 1p. So I'm not quite sure why that is, but it is a lovely little book, so have a look. Seahorses generally are lucky. Anything with horse imagery or motif is lucky, whether it's a fire horse, a mystical horse, you know, any horses in reality or a myth are always lucky in any form. So the seahorse is lucky. It's also, of course, talking of sea, and we've had a lot of ideas of holiday sea, postcards, palm trees, plants, butterflies. So again, this is the holiday season. It's the sea and the horse. So you might be seeing horses literally, friends. You know, I love horses. You may be seeing horses, or with any of the other signs so far, it may be that you were born in the year of the horse, or the year of the cat. So, third week of August, we have bananas. That's interesting, isn't it? Because it feels tropical, kind of with the first charm. Again, it is a gilded, meaning extra emphasis, more power on the bananas. So it might be that you are going to be eating some bananas, or you're going to a country where bananas grow, which sounds Caribbean, tropical, wonderful. We're not, we're going to Europe, but it will be very hot, but bananas don't grow there. But Bananas are relevant. And what I'm getting also from that charm is hang together. I mean, bananas hanging in sort of groups, don't they, of 5 or 6 fruits, and I've got this feeling it's like, you know, you're going to be hanging together, hanging out with friends, with family, with loved ones, people you're going to see who you haven't seen for a very long time. And so the next charm in the 3rd week in this 4x4 reading of August charms is another bird. This to me looks a bit like peace. I don't know, it looks like a dove. Oh, it's very hard. I'm hoping that it will. Thank you. There we go. Hoping you can see that. Looks a bit like a dove. But anyway, it's pointing to the past. So it might be that you have had peace in the past. Not that peace is going to be in the past, but you've come from past peace. P-E-A-C-E, peace. 3rd charm in the 3rd week is the beautiful gilded and sparkly-eyed owl. Ooh, gracing the reading. Beautiful. This is really a gorgeous owl. I love this guy. I've got a feeling it's male. Don't ask me why that is. Just what to pick up from the item. We have a lovely owl, very clear, sparkly eyes. The owl looks straight at us. The owl represents wisdom, knowledge. I particularly find owls portentous, and they are one of my totems. He's looking straight at me. You are wise, be wise. See with clear, sparkly eyes. See clearly. Love it. And the 4th charm at the end of week 3, in this 4x4 reading for August, is the moon. Right, so we have the moon here. I think it's the same both sides-ish, yeah. It came that way, but we're past the crescent moon phase, aren't we? I'll have to go and have a look, or you can go and Google it, obviously. But I think this speaks to the moon and the stars. It talks to the cosmos and the universe. And for me, this is a symbol of unity and reminding us that we are part of this universe and the cosmos, and very much loved and valued. Something about the crescent moon, it might be that something began. So I think we're moving towards full moon, aren't we? I couldn't tell you when it is, but I know it's coming up shortly. It might be the 11th or the 12th of August, so we might almost be there. But this charm is just bringing us closer in the reminder that we are all one. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 stars on that crescent moon, so 4 might be relevant for you. So the first charm in the last week of August is Made with Love. We've got 2 direct messages of love here, haven't we? Absolutely beautiful. If I can get this off the card. So this is gorgeous. Yeah. Made with love. Same both sides. There we go. Sorry, not the same both sides. Only on one side. Made with love. Be nice if it would focus for you. See if I can hold it up like that. There we go, I think. Anyway, made with love. I love this. So something's been made with love. There's a little heart at the end of that phrase. So something you've made, whether it was a song like we made with Jenny, something you've made, a gift for someone, has been made with love. Or it could mean you're going to receive a gift that was made with love. As ever, friends, take what resonates here and leave the rest. So the second charm on the 4th week is the bird and the cage. The bird and the cage. Now this is funny because well, not in this village, but in the 2 villages away, there is a pub called the Bird and Cage. Oh, was it the Bird in Hand? Oh, it's the Bird in Hand, sorry. Forget that, ignore that. But this charm is a bird and a cage. Now, I've had discussions, but I think the bird is on the outside of the cage, because you can see it solidly. It isn't behind the cage, and actually neither way is it behind the cage. So I think if you've been caged in, friends, in some aspect, you are now free. You have released yourself from the cage, whatever that was, whether it was imposed by somebody else. And there are people who have low vibrational energy, who haven't dealt with things, who put their dark stuff on others, try and cage them. But it could be that you caged yourself. It could have been a sort of an Eight of Swords moment where we see the woman bound, blindfolded, with swords behind her. She could free herself and walk away, but she chooses not to. So it was a self-imposed restriction. But anyway, this symbol tells us if there was a restriction, it's gone. You are releasing. Ah, lovely. This is B. My darling B is in the reading. The third charm on the fourth week in this 4x4 August reading with our charms is the leaf. And this is always a sign to me that my bee is with me. Hello, bee. Thank you for this leaf. Leaves are already blowing from the trees sometimes. It's been such a dry, hot summer here that it's probably going to be an early autumn. And the trees let their leaves go when there's not enough water. So leaves are already blowing around a bit. And in the mornings it's already a little bit autumnal, dare I say, but I do love autumn, so I'm happy to say. And finally, the fourth charm at the end of the fourth week is the beautiful, beautiful dolphin. Oh, thank you, Spirit. This is lovely. So this is saying they want us to play. Please relax, be like a child, be like an animal, get silly, do daft stuff, giggle. Let's get the dopamine happening and the stress cortisol hormone reducing. And this happens when we play, when we laugh, when we do daft stuff. It's really very good for us. And so dolphin is here to remind us to play, leave seriousness behind, which I hope you'd be doing because you're on holiday, right? It's holiday season. I hope you can take some time off. So let's just do the four corners. We have the hemp leaf, we have made with love, and we have the cat, and we have the playful dolphin here. Well, animals bring unconditional love anyway, we know that. Whatever happens, however we are, they love us unconditionally. And they are made with love. But it's important, I'm feeling we're reminded that we are made with love. We are made in an act of love as human beings, and we are made with love by the universe as we are part of it. Also, you may be seeing dolphins in sea, because we had, didn't we? I know we're doing the four corners, but I'm thinking if this is a palm, which I'm getting palm vibes as well as hemp leaf vibes, you may see dolphins in the sea where you are, which is amazing. I love that. And so for a closing message, I'm just going to read the four at the centre of the reading as a kind of almost a central flavour of message. So we've got the zombie or Frankenstein, and it could be that you're actually going to Frankenstein Castle in Germany. We are actually going to travel through France to Germany, 2 different stops, and we probably drive past the Frankenstein Castle, which I think is in Hessen or the county below, I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, so we said it could be that. It could be that you're visiting the castle in Germany, Frankenstein, but it could also be that you felt frazzled. You felt frazzled. The one underneath is the tiny wren in the future. So speaking your truth, noticing the small things. I'm getting a notice the small things of life here. Who was it that said, or many have said, lead a simple, small life and you will be happy. I know that Sainte Therese of Lisieux has said that. I carry her charm on me at all times. I'm just going to lift it out of my pocket to try and show you. Is that her? There we are. So this isn't a charm, but it's an amulet that I always carry. That's Sainte Therese of Lisieux, and I found this in the marketplace in Saint-Hilaire in France last year. Go and look her up on Google or Wiki or whatever, because it's interesting. Her philosophy, Sainte Therese of Lisieux, was the small life. She called it the small life. Lead a small life, and you will find happiness in that small life. It doesn't mean be small yourself, it's not saying that, but it's saying notice the small things in your life that bring you happiness. Good health, perhaps, a companion, an animal, enough food, you know, these things. She's saying, look at that. Look to those things too, and you will find happiness there. So, frazzled, or Frankenstein, and then we've got the small, look to the small, the song of the wren. And then the other bird, 3 birds here, look at that. And that's interesting because there are lots of animals in this reading anyway, but 3 birds. All 3 birds, well, a 4th bird there, but look how many birds. So this is the dove and this is peace. It might be that you've had peace before, although if you've been frazzled, perhaps you haven't, and you need more peace, although it seems to be looking right, which is the past. Perhaps you were not able to see the peace that was there because you were frazzled. And then the wise owl. See things clearly, be wise, make decisions. The overall feeling of this is relaxation, let go, time to relax, time to enjoy life. I love this. I think that's probably it. I didn't need my pointer because I held things up to the camera. So it just remains for me to say thank you very much for being here. Wonderful viewer. Please help me grow the channel. I can't do it without you. I need you to subscribe. Tell your friends about 2 for Joy Oracle. Ask them to subscribe. And private readings are now open, and I will send you information. If you look in the description box, you'll find, or on the home page of the channel, my email will be there. But you can send me a note and I will let you know my email address for private readings. I'd love to do those. I quite like this 4x4 month reading, and this looks quite nice for August. There's a lot of holiday, a lot of relaxation. It seems to be self-care as well, which I know that we all need at some point in our lives. So all remains for me to do is to say thank you so much for being in this space. I will post again in a couple of days. There's a premiere coming out because I will be away, but then I will see you towards the end of the 2nd week of August, and I wish you well, and namaste.